there guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chef with Melcy. Today we're going to be cooking some corned beef and cabbage. Yes, I've got a nice hard white cabbage there, and of course Grace corned beef by choice. I've got assorted colors of bell peppers, 1 onion cut in half, and some thyme. I'm going to be removing the leaves from the thyme. I'm not going to be using the stems. So let's get cutting these vegetables. Okay, now that I've finished cutting my vegetable, I'm going to get on to my nice, hard, fresh cabbage. Now, I haven't washed this yet. You don't want to wash it before you start. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and stripped off any old bits of outer leaves that I don't want. So I'm cutting it into quarters. Then I'm going to be removing the core from each of the pieces because I'm going to be using all of this cabbage. I think one whole small cabbage should be perfect enough for 1 tin of corned beef. If you're doing more than 1 tin of corned beef, you can maybe go 1.5 cabbage or maybe 2, depending on how many you're using, tins of corned beef you're using. So I'm just removing the core there. And do be careful when you're doing that. Wonderful. Then I'm just going to be slicing these as thinly as possible. You want it just like that. Perfect. Okay, so my cabbage is nice to cut up, and so is my vegetables. So I'm gonna be going ahead and opening my tin of corned beef. Fantastic. I love corned beef, guys. I don't have it quite often, but when I do, I must pair it with cabbage. Must. Lovely. So do be careful when you're opening the tin here, because it's really sharp, like all tins are. But as a child, I've had a few cuts from corned beef tins. Yes, so this is nicely removed from the tin, and I'm just going to be using my fork to break this apart. Now it is quite dense, so you've got a bit of muscle is needed to break this up, and I like to break it up in a plate before I put it in my pot rather than just emptying it in the pot. It's just a choice. You can empty if you want. It's completely up to you. Your kitchen, do what you like. Okay, so just breaking it up there, and then I'm going to add it to my cabbage once my cabbage goes on. So lovely. So my cabbage and vegetables are nicely washed. Yes, I'm just going to put them in my pot. I'm not using any oil, guys. I'm just going to allow this to steam. Not using any oil. I'm going to be using some butter though. So I'm just putting my cabbage and my aromatics in my pot. Lovely. Super. And just stripping off. As you can see how I'm just stripping off the leaves from the stem of my thyme. And in goes my butter. I tell you, if you can, try not to substitute fresh herbs. Oh, I tell you, the thyme, the scent coming from the thyme just now is just Absolutely divine. So I'm going to cover that and allow that to steam for about 5 minutes. Whilst that's steaming, I've got my rice here nicely washed in my pot, and I'm adding to that some fresh thyme and some fresh scallion. I've got a half a teaspoon of salt that I'm adding to that as well. And I'm going to be going in with some butter. Give that a nice little stir. And I'm just going to use show you a technique that has been tried and proven always. So I'm going to insert my forefinger in my rice, and you can see the first rim of my finger there. When the water comes up there, that's perfect. So you've got the right amount of water for it. Cover that on low heat and allow that whilst we get back to that cabbage. Yes, look at that cabbage. Oh, smells so good, guys. Oh, the fresh aromatics are just coming through, and it's just so divine. So I'm going in with some all-purpose. That is the only season that I'll be adding, powder season that I've been adding to this. I'm not going to be adding any salt because the corned beef has its own salt. So I really don't need to add any salt to it. But I'm also going to add some black pepper later on. So just all-purpose and black pepper. That's all the spices you need. Okay, so give that a nice little mix. And I'm going to cover that again for another 5 minutes. Okay, guys, it's been 5 minutes now, and this is what it looks like. Still nice to the crunch, because I don't like my cabbage to be soggy. I like it to be nice and crunchy. I'm just adding now some sweet corn to that. And this is not from the tin. I've just shaved off a corn on the cob. Yes, and just add it to that. I've also added some Scotch bonnet pepper there, and that again is optional. You don't have to. Now I'm adding my corned beef, and you can see that it's still in little clumps there. I'm just going to make sure that it's completely incorporated with my cabbage, and then I'm going to cover it on low heat for the steam to start breaking it down even further. Yes, wonderful. Okay, guys, look at that rice. I told you that method has been tried and proven. See that? Look at shelly rice. Yeah, that's what shelly rice looks like. Yes, guys, look at that. Oh, yes, shelly rice. Absolutely amazing. And those herbs just gives it the most amazing flavor. It's just absolutely beautiful. Now I've gone back into my cabbage and corned beef there, and I'm just giving it a nice little stir again, making sure that whatever is at the bottom comes to the top, and just completely mixing that all in. I'm gonna cover for a further 2 minutes, and at the end of that 2 minutes, this will most definitely be done. I'm just gonna be adding some black pepper, and yes, look at this, guys. Look at this. Oh, this smells so good. Bring back so many memories. Absolutely amazing. Yes, cabbage and corned beef. Yes, yes, yes. Just salivating, just cooking this. Absolutely amazing. Now I'm adding some freshly ground black pepper. Yes. Super. Just beautiful. Give it one last mix. And this is done, guys. Yes, this is finished. Yes, wonderful. And of course, I'm pairing that with my white rice and some plantain. Super, super, super amazing. Look at that. Yes, guys. And dinner is served. Yes, dinner is served. Those plantains. And here we have it, guys. My white rice, corned beef and cabbage, and some plantain. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.